Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this matchup here, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know why I repeated that so many times, but folks, it is Darkstar Gaming, the final series of this week 2. We have here FamiREE versus Elotus. I am your cameraman, Army Overlord, and I've got your 2 stars right over here, folks. Who happen to be ready to get some casting on? Go ahead and introduce yourselves, guys. You guys are actually going to be a little upset. There was another audio problem.
Oh my, wait.
Oh my goodness, nobody could hear you or the music or anything. Ladies and gentlemen, sorry about the mistake here, but there's been music and there's been commentary. Introductions were going on this entire time. And you guys probably are now aware that these 2 guys are going to cast this one. Go ahead and reintroduce yourselves, guys. Sorry, that's kind of silly that happened.
Alright, I am Blaze and I will be your play-by-play caster for this series. Joining me for a second time is...
It is me, Britannia, and I'll be your color caster for this game of Elotus versus FamiREE. Good. Alright, so we'll be able to jump right in the game pretty soon. Both teams seem to be ready. I'm very excited about this series because FamiREE is a new team, so we'll have to see what they can bring to this league. Maybe they can shine and bring down Elotus for this time.
Starting off with a clean slate of 0-0, so anything's possible. 1 up or 1 down, it's their choice.
Alright, and we're going to be getting right into this as Payao is going to be getting the first ban in the next few seconds.
Indeed. Bans really important and all, as Twisted Fate gets taken off the table.
Yes, and Twisted Fate with the new runes is very, very strong right now with Arcing Comet. It's a go-to pick for mid lane right now. He has a lot of pressure that he can apply with this, and easy damage.
Tristana banned as well. Overall, a really solid pick. Not that none of the runes don't benefit her, but all in all, I think that's just a solid ban.
And Elotus right there doing their research, knowing that FamiREE nudity is a Karma main, Karma 1 trick, as some people call them. So that's out of the board for them. I think they are trying to get this out. And the Tarek ban, I've not noticed the runes being particularly good against Tarek, but maybe Elotus has been playing that, and FamiREE are aware of that.
My will?
Maybe. I feel like there are a lot of general bans that have come out so far.
Jarvan is definitely a general ban that we see. And so is Nami. I don't think those are target bans. I know Jarvan and Nami are very strong with the new runes. General bans left and right. We are getting into the first pink for Payao.
What do you think it's going to be before it's backed?
Right now, I know that Gangplank and Ezreal are very, very strong with the Optimancy, and so is Braum. Braum is very strong, and it's a very good first pick right now. It denies the Leona, which is very strong as well.
Oh, a Yasuo hover for Dylan. Don't think that's going to be locked in.
I
but
don't think either. He was hovering Nars just a second before, and I think that's what is going to be picked for them. Nars is very good right now in the top lane with the new 3-hit rune, and as I said, it's going to be hovered right now, and it's going to lock that in. with the press the attack offense mastery unlock. It's very easy for him to do 3 consecutive attack, get super fast, and do a lot of damage.
Absolutely. Then, even outside of the new runes, Nara's been an incredibly powerful champion, just with his ultimate and his impact that he can have in the game if you know how to play around him.
And a Gragas pick, which is just a good pick all around once again. Very particularly good with the new runes, but just a solid jungler to grab early on while there's no jungler being banned right now.
Which will probably promote an Antavir to pick his jungler here. We'll see how much priority they place on that role, because a lot of the solo laners are pretty strong right now, so we'll see what interesting picks might come out. There is the jungle Sejuani.
As you mentioned, Sejuani. And both junglers not particularly affected by the runes right now, just good picks all around. Gragas and Sejuani, 2 very strong junglers, so that's established. It's going to be
So
last pick.
far.
Are they going to go for the AD right now? I think that might be wise to do because there's already Tristana out of the board, and with 2 other bans, it's the options of AD. But we'll see. And that's going to be the Yasuo. That's interesting.
That's interesting, alright. Dealing hovered at Roger says, okay, I'm going to be locking this one in. We'll see how they're able to play around that. The Orianna
is very, very good right now. With the new in the Sorcerer 3, the Summon Airy on Orianna is just so good because she can throw balls left and right and attack people. Just a good pick right now, and in general in team fights, very good pick.
I would absolutely second that, though. I want to see how Elotus start to build this comp that they have around the Yasuo. Do they think they have enough knockup? Probably not, but I want to see how much they invest into this Yasuo pickup here.
And Twitch being banned out right now is a very, very good ban because it's one of the best ADCs with the new runes with Press the Attack. And I believe it is called Sudden Impact, which gives you lethality when you get out of stealth and more attacks.
Over here.
So AD's banned are going to be focused right now because, as I said, it hasn't been picked, and ADs are very strong. So
absolutely. Leads me to
reducing that
believe
pool.
there might be an Ezreal ban, because Ezreal might be arguably the strongest out of them all so far.
Ezreal is pretty good in the jungle, I'd say, right now. Not really in the AD role. So I'd be interested to see that ban, but I don't think they're going to be initial pick. Varus, though, and still being up, Varus Lulu, a very, very good combo in the bot lane with runes, might be what they go for in this pick right now. Liz as the first pick right now. Could grab the Varus.
Or cover.
Over the Yorick. I don't think this...
Oh yeah, there we go.
There we go, the Varus. Or... yeah.
No, there's the Varus. It's staying locked in. Really good pickup right now for Liz.
With the Orianna, with the Nard, they have a lot of poke right now and a lot of pressure and just a good, well-rounded comp all around. But on the side of Elotus, I want to see, like you said, knockups. Right now, they only have Braum to proc that knockup, but the Ezreal is coming in, as you said.
Ezreal coming in. Jungle, give or take, but AD carry, I think this thing's an absolute monster, and bar to hover, I'd say that that's a lock, and with how much damage he can now do. But it maybe not. Actually, it was already a support picked. Right.
Yeah, it was already a support being picked. So Ryze is going to be big. I don't know how much Ryze can perform with it. But Leona being locked in, that's interesting. Because Braum, pretty good counter to Leona. But they're going to be going for it. I think both teams have gone with a very interesting draft. On the side of Lotus, they went with the new comp, I guess. The Ryze being picked up once more. We've seen it in the LCS and the Worlds. We see it with the new runes, with the Ezreal, with the Braum, which is interesting. And on the side of FamiREE, it's going to be a well-rounded comp. Nothing very new except maybe the Leona making it her way, but we've known that she was going to be strong with runes.
I think if I had to favor one of the two comps now, I really like what FamiREE has, because that's a lot of AoE, and that's really scary if there's a lot of AoE. You have Solar Flare, you have Shockwave, you have Gnar Ultimate. There's a lot of things that really just say if you're fighting on a choke point, you're probably going to lose the fight.
And we have to mention that on the side of Elotus, they need some setup, I'd say. Yasuo Engage needs a knockup. He needs to charge up those tornadoes to proc the knockup. Ryze is not going to be able to knock it up. Maybe the Sejuani Q is going to be their target. Q flash and then into Yasuo ulti quick pick. but that's one target. You'd like to knock up as many people as you can with the Braum ulti, but that's hard to do. So
Yeah.
I really want to see how this Yasuo pick is going to play out because, like you said, it doesn't have much to resolve around.
I'd say it has to win lane, in all honesty, because if Dylan's Gnar gets an advantage in the top lane and the Yasuo is behind, sure, you don't have a whole comp structured around it, but I really do feel like it needs to either go even or get ahead, just because of the nature of the pick as a whole. And as you mentioned, there's really no way, unless from like a flank or anything, there's really no way that Peiyao is going to be able to get to Liz or Nudity in the back line.
But maybe some spicy Ryze ulti could get them behind well-placed teleport do it. But if we check the summoner spells right now too, we notice that Ryze has while Orianna has TP, so that's 2 TP on the side of FamiREE. They're gonna have a lot more global pressure to around, but Ryze has his ulti to follow up, so we'll have to see how they play around it. But this feels like it's gonna be an interesting game. A lot of AoE, a lot of global presence fights, and I think early on is gonna be where the game is decided.
I'd agree with that completely. Braum, very powerful early on in this bot lane. We're going to have to keep our eye on because it's going to be tricky for Awoken to win the lane. I mean, of course, they could just bop Sia right there, but that's on paper, and very rarely does it actually go on paper how a lane or a comp goes. So I want to see how FamiREE are able to take advantage of their bottom lane here.
Because Ezreal in general is a pretty good pick against Leona and Braum, so this bot lane is built to survive against a Leona. So, and as you said, it's going to have to perform perfectly if they want to win this lane. But maybe they just want to farm it out and wait for the other lanes to pop up. Orianna or Gnar gets ahead, lead them to be good and easy mid-game team fights around Baron or Dragon.
I mean, there's an excellent ball delivery system coming out of this comfort nudity right here. They have the Grogget. Actually, almost basically everyone other than Liz is excellent delivery system.
You're right, and they're gonna Elotus is gonna have to work around that. And I think their team is well built to do that. Sejuani's gonna be always in. Israel is gonna up left and right. Braum's gonna go in. So it's rare that they're gonna be like 5 in a group. There's gonna be people in the front line, people in the back line. They're gonna be spread. So we'll have to see where she decides to put the ulti. But we're gonna get in the game right now. Spectator delay is finally over, and we're gonna be loading, seeing the keystones from all these peoples.
Yep. Very crucial. We have to keep our eye on that one before it swats past us. Hope that someone has a toaster, maybe, just so we can start discussing a little bit more, but never rely on there being a toaster.
The loading speed is Spectator, I think, depends on the caster's PC and not on the people's PC. So let's hope Harmy's computer has a slowdown or something.
Alright.
That ain't gonna happen. Just gonna.
That's not going to happen. Okay.
But maybe mine will, and I'll be able to see it while you won't.
Okay. Loading screen finally boots up here. At least it does for me.
Yes, it does. Some quick things I want to point out real quick. On the rise, we have the Speed Burst key rune. I don't remember what it's called, but yeah,
Phase Dash, I believe.
Phase Boost, phase something. That's going to be interesting. And on Orianna, Comet, Arcane Comet being picked instead of the airy
Phase
companion.
Rush. There we go.
Yeah, Phase Rush. That's the only thing we can really notice. But those are 2 masteries that I think are going to be playing uniquely. As I said, maybe on Orianna normally you can airy, but Comet could be working out because you place the ball and then you have the Comet and you have a lot of things to dodge left and right.
Lights are on, and so is the game. On the red side, it is FamiREE, the brand new team starting off with a clean slate at 0-0, hoping to pick up their first win of the Darkstar Gaming League here. But on the blue side, it's the team that's already got a win for themselves. It's Elotus. We'll see if they're going to be able to make that 2 today.
Something I want to point out right now is that on Orianna, you see the stopwatch.
Oh, hold it for a second. Already in trouble. Roger forced a flash.
Oh, that's very good for them. They walk in the bush, they find somebody, and yes, flash out. It's exactly what they want to look for. Of course, they don't get a kill, but a Rise without a flash against a Gragas is a very easy target to gank. I'll have to see what they do against him.
Oh no, it might be happening all over again. Maybe
Dylan
not.
He's going to be able to get out safely. And we see here the ghost power taking place, so they have a lot of vision there. But yeah. On Oriana, we have the stopwatch, which is going to be free, which is light in the cut 600, I believe. So that's a 600 in your pocket at 6 minutes. This, for those of you who don't know what the item does, it's basically a one-time use zones. Once you use it, it remains in your inventory and it is broken. But you can use it to improve to Zonia's, Guardian Angel, Gargoyles, Toneplate. So it can save you these gank at like 6 or 7 minutes. Very helpful.
Sounds pretty helpful, but either way, the red buff start. Here for Advantier. See how that ends up turning out as he passed through the jungle. Don't know if there'll be too many early ganks.
We'll have to see, but they know that Sejuani started there. And one thing to mention too is that the monster camp now is found at 130 instead of 140. That's earlier presence for jungler.
A little bit of fortune for Awoken there, not getting hit by the stun automatically because Mystic Shot hit a minion, so not going to be taking too much damage in that trade.
That's a lot of pressure being put down by bot lane.
Actually, they had level 2 first. There's Winter's Bite, Arcane Shift forward. Will they be able to pick up the kill there? The body block's good.
Oh, very good by this. Oh, he's going to be able...
Forced to heal, though, way too close to the turret.
Yeah, that's very good by FamiREE to just hold off and survive that engage, because that would have been disastrous for them if they had just lost that trade right. They managed to stay alive and stay there, and Ezreal taking a lot of damage and being forced to use heal.
Like both junglers are in the same vicinity right now.
And they have vision, and they know Rise is coming. Are they going to be fighting?
Here we go, a bungle in the jungle, 3 minutes on the dot. It's going to be Advantier on the chase here, lands the stun.
Oh, that's a good knockback.
Not able to get the kill. And now it's going to be Roger right on to Nudity, who takes a chunk of damage. Will be able to get
everybody's able to walk out of this one, and no harm done on anyone. But Nudity's getting very low right now.
Close stuff, but no kills happening just yet.
Yeah, and I think
lethal tempo,
FamiREE going in on the Ezreal,
lands Zenith Blade, not able to follow up, but that's some good damage onto Sia. It might just get turned right on to Awoken, taken very low, and will get taken out for first blood. Now a fight in the jungle, Deja Vu for Rampage, doesn't get the red buff, and I tell you what, it doesn't look like he'll get out either.
That's 2 kills being picked up by Elotus, 1 in the bot side, 1 in the jungle. Removing that pressure that Gragas can apply on the mid lane while he has no flash. That's very good onto Elotus to grab that kill bot lane and in the jungle.
So far a strong start for Elotus. Gonna have them a very small gold lead, but something for sure. We'll see if they're able to stay consistent with that.
Yeah, so going hard, maybe be able to get something.
Maybe looking for a kill. Wait a second. Decides against the flash. Dylan very, very low under the turret. Oh, flashes at the wrong time. Payao, a little overexcited on that one.
Yeah, but they might be able to dive right now. Antavir is
it's
right there.
It's Payao that leads the dive, but he will go down. Best case scenario right there for Dylan.
Yeah, for sure. Grabbing a kill right now is going to be able to provide him a few items before you get back to lane, and that's going to help. They can try and grab a kill left and right just to try and help them survive through this laning phase. They're going to do that right there.
Looks like FamiREE actually banking on Roger to be overextended here. There's a Leona heading up. We'll see what Awoken can do, but he's on the other side of the lane. May be able to get out. Does have no flash, does have Ghost, and can just waltz right out.
Yeah, that was good from FamiREE to try and capitalize on that, but Roger seeing it very fast and being walkouts.
Good presence of mind from both of these teams, and knowing where to be and when to be there.
That means that Leona is behind once more because she's level 3 right now. She's not going to be able to apply a lot of pressure in the bot lane. We're just going to have to survive. Israel is level 5. Going to be able to poke them out lane.
It's going to be rough for the bot lane of FamiREE, but as long as they're able to stay safe, and kind of sucks for them because you can't kid if you have to play safe, but it might just be the best option now. Zealand starting to pound some damage on Payao in the top lane.
See mid lane too, starting to get low on Roger's side, but Antavir getting a bit deep in the jungle. He's just gonna take the blast down.
And Antavir safe from that one. Looked like he was pinched for a second, but too early in the game for him to actually be in any trouble.
We also need to mention that he has 2 kills. That kills Transpire a lot of tankiness. He has a Ruby Crystal already, boots to walk around faster, and he already changes Trinket to have Sweeping Lance. And I believe that if he has the Zombie Ward, that can, if he knows where, that can be a ward and clearing the wards at the same time. So, it looks like he's in daily blue buff right now. Roger
actually really low shockwave flashed away from. Good reaction on the side, but he's actually gonna go back in this one. Notices that there's no man on the Orianna, but there's the Zanyas. Will it happen right after the ball doesn't reach and Roger picks up the kill?
Yeah, and very, very close. Maybe using the stopwatch at the wrong time because she has no mana, but
now there's some action in the jungle. That is a level 6 Anandfear right on top of him. They may even go for a dive after this one. They jump straight on to the Sejuani, trying to take the Poro out. Will be able to escape with the Blast Cone, but due to that engage, there won't be any dive.
Yeah, for sure they try and put some pressure down in the bot lane, but a good ward reveals Anandfear is right there. And Rampage is able to just walk back to his team, but they try and engage Leona.
They're gonna go Glacial Prison and Ultimate out Ezreal thrown down. They may be even going for more right on to Liz. It's gonna cost him his life, but it's a double kill for Anandfear.
And all of the kills going to Anandfear can be either super good or super bad because she can.
Oh, knocked out of Hop. Dylan denied the initiation.
Very good deny by Payao right now. Because I think that knockup could have been dangerous, knowing that Rampage was right around the could have walked in and maybe landed the gank to grab the kill on the Yasuo.
Really close stuff happened so far, but Nudity takes a huge chunk of damage in the mid lane.
He has to be careful right now. Ryze is ahead 1 kill, 10 CS. And he's pretty strong for where he is in the game. Top lane knockup lands, but gonna go for the ult.
Ooh, decides against it. Smart out of Payao, because Rampage is right in that bush. Still, they're able to make it work though. There's the Leona stun, and that is a dead Yasuo.
A very good rotation by Leona, but once again putting her a bit behind. Leaving Liz alone in the bottom to grab some more XP and so should be good for them. Good pick, XP on Liz. It's not gonna hurt.
Absolutely, and this mid lane's looking rough for New today.
Yeah, looking very rough. But once again, Orianna, with the few nerfs that she's received recently, is not that oppressive in lane. You're looking to have her fights and like big shockwaves rather than lane pressure, especially against Ryze.
Yeah, Liz
Not
also
that
tanking a little bit of damage in the bot lane. It looks like they might go. Actually, no, there is no might to this. They're going straight for Nudity underneath the turret, and there is no way of getting out of that one. Roger picks up the kill. Rampage himself might be in trouble now.
He has no
There's
mana.
the lockup, has no mana. Does have the flash, but decides not even to use it. The flash out from Anandfear, and now 8-3. A big lead for Elotus.
That is 3k gold ahead right now at 10 minutes into the game. That gold is most likely on Sejuani. So that's somewhat of a light for
This is
FamiREE, but that's a dive.
ridiculous. They're not stopping. And Anfir, straight from mid lane to bot, may pay the price here with his life as a big 3-man shockwave locks him up. That's 2 kills right there. But there's Roger on the side. We'll be able to stop Nudity for a few seconds longer. Back and forth from these two teams.
Yes, and a huge shockwave trying to grab a bit of hope back to FamiREE's side right there, because TP was very good placed, a good shockwave right there. So about as good as it could have gone for FamiREE in this big dive by Elotus.
Good stuff really coming out of Elotus, but I think that's exactly what Nudity needed. Laning phase was going to look like it was going to have the same story over and over again.
And there's a fight up, and D-Line is putting a lot of damage down, but
it's a lot of damage. Tornado misses though, which means it goes in his favor. Has the minions to dash out though.
He's going to be a big Nard soon too, so he can put down some pressure down there. And Leona making her way top again, going for the same cheeky bush gank that she did before, and it might work once more.
It might work, alright. Solar Flare almost up, a few more seconds on it. They could easily go for the dive here, and Payao looks like he will have no idea that could be happening.
Now Leona's going to be backing out of this one. It's not very safe to do a dive like right there. They don't know what Sejuani is. They know her red buff could be up, so she could be around that, but even then, it's a scary dive to do.
It is. First turn of the game will be going over to Elotus. They're able to pick that one up for themselves, along with the blue buff.
A lot of pressure on Leona. Still waiting top lane. Is that going to be worth it in the end? She's been there for so many times right now. Been about a minute or two that she's just sitting in that bush, not doing anything, or from leeching XP from D-Lone. That lost them bot tower. Had Leona been there, maybe they could have held the tower too.
It's also going to be a dragon as well, so Elotus picking up everything you can imagine on the bot half.
Yeah, so now that they might be able to rotation and then dive Nudity right now.
They're going to go for it all over again. There's Glacial Prison. There's the lockup. The shockwave to follow. Nudity will be going down. And it looks like it's going to be the same story for Rampage, even if they blast an Anfir right.
Alright, sorry ladies and gentlemen, it appears our caster has left the room for being AFK, so you could not hear voices, but I've dragged him back now, so we should be able to see what's happening right now.
Yeah, so a dive happened and Lotus got more kills. I think that's a good way to sum it up.
Yeah, pretty much, but I think they saw what happened. There was a good shockwave once more by Nudity, but he doesn't have the damage, so the shockwave is just putting people together right now, and nobody's there to do damage. And not that great. There was a pretty good snipe by Liz, but apart from that, took the mid tower. And now they should be rotating top lane. You see Ezreal and Braum are.
Actually, they're gonna go right on it. Dylan in the top lane. One more hit will land it. There's the stun. There's the damage. But True Shot Barrage will not land, and they cannot secure the kill. Dylan gets out. Doesn't get out for much longer though. See ya later, alligator. Another kill going over to Elotus.
Yeah, and Elotus just playing that very good right now. They have a lot of pressure top. Ryze and Sejuani grabbing that buff while Ezreal and Braum are grabbing top tower. And Dasio does what he should be doing, is going bot lane and holding the tower.
Nudity in all sorts of trouble. This time Glacial Prison won't land, but Elotus definitely putting their foot down as to what they are and aren't able to do. Now it might be trouble in the bot lane. Wind wall looks good, but will it be enough for Payout to get out? Looks like it will. The heal used as well.
Yeah, and a bit poorly coordinated there by FamiREE. Liz misses her ulti on the Yasuo, and they're gonna try and go.
Coming in from around the side. There's the flash forward, and that is a deadlit, or awoken, my bad, on that one, and so much damage back onto Liz. She's out of this one, and Rift Arrow looks like it's gonna meet the same fate.
Yeah, and you've seen the damage from Roger, and it just melted him. He has 16 stacks right now on his Mageas, so that's a lot of AP. That's currently 100 AP just from those stacks that he has right now. He's 5-0-4.
Look like hunters right now. If it's bot lane, then it's mid. Dylan forced to be defensive at his second turret.
Yeah, and we can see right now, Varus getting a bit of a power spark with the Rage Blade that he has. But if you see on the side of Israel, he's being very defensive. A good shockwave.
There's the shockwave, but a lot of damage. We scroll back to top half. Or it's the upper half of the map for FamiREE on the run. The turret almost taken out in the bottom lane, though.
And they could be able to take top lane. They have 2 members down bot right now. And
definitely
top lane
looks like
should be following that.
Smart by FamiREE here to back off. Glacial Prison's about to be up, so someone might be in trouble. Looks like Dylan's focus goes down on the spawn of Rift Herald. These turrets may not be seeing much longer. We'll see how much Elotus are going to be able to push. It's going to be the focus straight on to Nudie, who is able to get out, but can they lock up any more of the members? It might be Elotus that have overstayed their welcome here, as it's going to be Liz picking up a few kills on the back half, a few more, but the turret still goes down. 4 for 3, despite heavy overextension from Elotus.
Is the tower gonna die? Is Liz gonna be able to save it? It seems like the tower is still alive. Oh no, it goes down right now.
Oh.
So it's still pretty okay trade by Elotus, maybe pushing their lead. They could have just stayed at the tower right there, like use the Rift Arrow, push the tower, and just take the tower. They decided to go aggressive and dive, and that gives a bit more gold onto FamiREE's side to just like catch up a bit.
Even though they have a little bit more gold, they need a lot more gold if they want to get back into this one.
For sure. They have a 10k gold deficit right now at like 18. That is not good for them. Sejuani just picked up her Warmog, so she's going to be able to put a lot of pressure, regen, and then go back in. The only member who doesn't look that good right now onto Elotus is Payout, but he has paid the price of a lot of constant pressure in the top lane from Leona, and his team just shines through that. You can see the Braum and the Ezreal just so ahead right now. Braum 0-1 and 12 being the tank as he should be, going for these defensive items. Ezreal is just also going defensive, so even if they go on Ezreal, he has an Iceborne. He has tabbies right now. There's not much you can do if you're Liz or if you're Dylan to do a lot of damage to them.
Looks like the only thing they're gonna let you do is run away.
And even then, he has an Iceborne. If he slows you, he's gonna be able to catch you. So
Iceborne
don't get that Q landed on
red
you.
buff, so it starts to hurt even more than it should.
And that's the comeback of Blue Ezreal, it seems. That's
and a mountain.
Yeah, a mountain. So they have a mountain and a cloud right now, which isn't that good of a combination, but more movement speed and more damage on structures and objectives is just very good.
Paywao is gonna find Awoken here. Get some good damage out, but who's finding who in this one? The Tornado will not be able to get the knock up, and it looks like Payow is gonna go down on that one. In the mid lane though, an Anfear dives straight forward. This could be really big for Dylan. About to go Mega Gnar on this one. Few more autos would do it. Glacial Prison used defensively, so all of Elotus are able to get out.
Very good Glacial Prison right there by Sejuani. Dylan at his flash up could have flashed and stunned 2 or 3 members of Elotus that right there. Just use the ulti, get out safely, and save a few of your team members right there. Very well played.
20 minutes on the clock. What can you really do if you're FamiREE to try and get back in this one? Because it looks like Elotus really don't care about there being turrets.
I think they're gonna have to look for a huge combo. try and wait a bit for a bit of skill on Orianna, on Dylan, but if Orianna gets a huge shockwave into a good Dylan ulti, into Liz getting some stacks of a Rage Blade, I guess that's the only thing they can really try and do right now, because on a single level of fighting, Ryze can take down Orianna super easily, Ezreal can 1v1 the Liz super fast, and Braum can tank for all of those people. 0-1 and 12, he has a Locket, he has shields, he also has the Defender Masteries. I don't remember what it's called exactly, but the one that gives a shield to whoever you jump on. So, very defensive right there.
Absolutely. They have to play defensive, but I say almost more importantly, they have to get some vision around the Baron. Even though it probably is going to get knocked out by the control ward, they're going to have to somehow maybe sneak that control ward out, because with the Ryze and Ezreal, that Baron will be going down very quick if a Lotus start at.
Yeah, and I think that's what Elotus is looking at right now. They send Yasuo bot lane, everybody just putting some pressure down on mid. Maybe they want to try and grab the remaining tower into mid lane and then rotate towards Baron. That's what they should be doing. That's, I think, what they do. Yasuo putting some pressure down, they're going to have to send Dylan or at least someone to catch him down there, or else he's just going to be pushing. He has his items completed right now, Phantom Dancer and Infinity Edge, putting him at the 100% crit chance, if I'm right, unless the new runes don't allow that.
They're actually going to look for a pick on Sei, who was able to get out right afterwards. The initiation not going in the favor of FamiREE, and they're now the ones on the run. Payao knocking on the base turret. He may be able to take it down with how quick Yasuo is. Has to back off though, but
not so bad for FamiREE, but a lot of pressure being put top and bot lane. Roger putting some pressure. He has double buffs and he can do a lot of damage.
Have to be so careful against Roger. You cannot send one person against him. Now it's going to be a Woken tank of the damage. He can take 2 people on right now. Looks like they're going to try and find Dylan. Won't be able to, but it doesn't matter. The base is in shambles for FamiREE. That is going to be 2 inhibitors falling.
Yeah, 2, and they are looking for the end of the game, or maybe
they might be going for it. Shockwave pulls Roger in, but he's able to get out right afterwards. There's the knock-up onto Liz. They're able to get someone into the turret, but the damage right afterwards. Elotus are losing men in the fight, with Liz pounding on the backline. A double kill so far, but Windwall ruins the day. Good knock-up. Can they follow up with the damage? It is 4 for 3, and an ace comes through. A triple kill for Roger. And I'm telling you what, Root, that looks like that's the game.
I think they were going to try and hand. We do have to remember that it's only Sejuani and Ryze putting damage, and they have minions coming from top and bot lane, so those are super minions. If you look on the clock, there's 2 seconds on the owner right now, 10 on Dylan. Maybe they'll be able to hold on to this. Leona has her stun, has her ulti, might be able to hold it. And I think Lotus has to back out of this one.
Yeah, it looks like FamiREE, for a while, they will live a little bit longer.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to hold them much longer. As Lotus is going to start Baron, there's nothing FamiREE can do about this one, even if
nothing
they don't
they
even
can
have
do.
time to reach it. Just take Baron, run it down mid, and should be able to almost end the game of this.
Only 24 minutes on the clock. Looking really clean out of Elotus.
Yeah, it's a very good Ryze. I think Ryze is shining through the damage and the constant pressure over Nudity, not allowing him to grab any item or any damage. He has magic penetration item, Mercury Treads for the snare, so I don't think the damage is there from him. He has good shockwaves, but the damage just isn't there to follow up.
I know this is kind of extreme,
yes,
but I think if you're FamiREE, the only way you're going to win a fight and stay alive again is knocking them into the fountain.
It might be a good idea to do, and seeing how Elotus has played so far, they might be going a bit too aggressive. We've seen them dive bases so far, going super deep in. Maybe they'll do it again, and maybe FamiREE can take it big. But even if they do an ace right now, even if they ace the enemy team, there's not much for them to grab. A dragon is going to be secured very soon by Elotus. That's a Drake live right now. They're going to be able to take it down, so no Drake for them. They could be able to grab the tower, but even then, it's looking very bleak for them. If they want to survive, it's going to be a very, very long game.
Yep, and if I'm a Lotus, I want to make this as quick as possible, which I've been doing a pretty good job at so far.
Yeah, for sure. And right now, what they need to do is I think they're going to go for the 1-3-1. They have the TP on the Yasuo, they have the Ryze ulti, send Yasuo top, send Ryze bot. Keep to remember in the mid lane just to push that tower down.
Yeah, even they respect the fact that they cannot defend this turret at all. They might look for one final fight here. There's a good Gnar against the wall, but it's only on the front line. The knock up right afterwards. Sia doing good damage in the back as Nudity steps way too forward. It's going to be Dylan the only one to escape on this one. Maybe Rampage too, but at the end it just will not matter. Elotus put their foot down, and that's game one over to them.
That's very, very well played by Elotus. I think just on the lane's perspective, they just won lane, almost every lane. They sacrificed top lane to give mid lane and bot lane a lead and go ahead on this one. But apart from that, I don't think there's anything FamiREE could have done better and just win the lanes. They did send a lot of pressure over top side. Maybe they could have tried and get Liz ahead instead. But it's very hard for them to do something when almost every lane is losing and every objective is being captured by Elotus right now.
Yeah, that was a rough one for them for sure. I'm definitely think if FamiREE is going to be put to the test here entering game 2, because that type of loss just really sucks to have, and you have to do your best to shake that off and pretend that never happened walking into game 2.
Alright. We're going to be able to get stats very soon, I hope. I think Army should be the one, should grab us for this and show it on the screen for you guys to be able to see the stats, and we'll be able to comment that.
Indeed, I have actually. The link of it is already pre-dropped into the Twitch, thanks to Sia. But for those of you who are looking at it or don't seem to want to click on the link in particular, here is it right on your screen right now, folks.
Alright, I can't seem to see the link because I just opened the Twitch and the chat isn't loading, so maybe if you could send it that one of our chats, or maybe again in the chat so I can just grab it. Well, I can just go over it as you highlight, but there's going to be a small delay. But if we look at the words placed right now, we can see a 32 being placed by Brum and 35 by Woken. So I think vision wasn't really much of an issue on FamiREE's side right there. Words seem to be pretty much equal. Maybe a bit of an advantage on the jungle and top side, but that's like 3 or 4 wards. That's the zombie wards getting replaced. On the side of the control wards, you can notice that Brum has 3 more control ward than Leona has. 8 is not that much control ward if you look at it, but it is still quite a considerable amount of control wards for a like 24 minutes game, 25, 26 minute game. So that's a lot. But Leona just destroying wards left and right too with a 10 wards destruction.
Definitely comes down to what you said. The laning, really, vision. Really, both teams have really good vision for the game being so short. Like you said, comes down to the laning phase. What do you do different in game 2?
It's very hard for them. I think they're going to have to switch the comp around and do something. But if we look at the damage, Ryze and Ezreal, 25k damage each. That's 50k damage on them. I think alone, they over-damage the enemy team. If you do, that's 10k on Nard, that's 20. They did way too much damage, and I think that's something they're going to have to try and punish. Maybe ban the Braum next game. If you want to go for Leona, ban Braum. That's something that should have been done because they had no lane pressure with Leona. Or pick Braum and ban Leona, or pick Braum for yourself. If we see the goal lead is just, as I said, there wasn't any point where they could have gotten back from it, really. Maybe at some point they got some kills back and the advantage just started to fall down. The goal lead just climbed regularly and Lotus just won their way to the game.
It was a mountain, for sure, for Elotus. The goal just kept going up, and sure, as you can see, there are some brief points where it does go down for a second, but really was up the entire game, and it just kept getting worse and worse for FamiREE.
Yeah, and if you see what Army is pointing to us right now is, look where the people died. There was not a single kill on the side of Elotus jungle. All of the kills have been right in either in mid lane, bot lane, or in the jungle and the base. Every kill that's been drawn was on the side of FamiREE. So maybe FamiREE needs to be playing a bit upright or more defensively. If they died so much in their jungler or in their lanes, maybe put some vision down a bit more or something. It's hard to tell what they should be doing better, but I think maybe the draft phase, not letting the Braum available and just picking Leona after Braum. Like Ludo was up. Why don't you go for Ludo Varus? That's a very good combo, a lot of pressure. So, and it seems like they're going to be bringing their main mid laner in the second game. So the perfect Rise we've seen is not going to be playing again. Roger on that Rise really did a great job. So we'll see some. Maybe that's going to be what is a chance for FamiREE to come back.
Possibly, really. I mean, Roger looking really good off that first game. Kind of surprised they're not going to bring him in for the second, but it looks like that will be the case.
We're going to get in the game so we can see who's placed where right now. If I go see the roster from Lotus to see who their main mid laner is, it is Dual Switch, which is going to be coming. Dual Switch. It's just going to be taking the place of Roger.
So what Dual Switch is able to do, the Roger wasn't. Either way, that's going to be the roster move for Elotus here.
And they're going to be switching side too. Maybe that's going to help the draft phase of FamiREE, where you're going to be able to pick a bit more kills, a bit more early pressure pick. We're really going to have to see.
Absolutely. If you had to take any guesses, though, what do you think that blue side first pick is going to be out of FamiREE?
It's really going to depend on the ban. If they don't ban Karma, maybe that's something they can pick. But I think they really wanted to prioritize Leona if they picked it after Braum. So ban Braum, pick Leona first. That's my guess. It really could have played out. Maybe even ban the Ezreal. As you mentioned, it's a very good pick to grab early on. So I think maybe just move things around. Make sure that the same comp doesn't go through. Try and face something new and just make sure that your picks count. That's what I'd go for if I was FamiREE right now. Just mix things around and try and establish my confidence.
Also, it looks like unless they have it off, it might. Alright, now they're fixing it. For a second, it looks like they would have had Rampage mid lane, which would have been interesting. Looks like I'm
gonna have to leave. Oh no, okay, they'll be able to switch around.
Alright, Rampage, you stay in the jungle on this one, buddy. Nudie, stay in the mid lane. Everything's the same. Looking at the bans, you know, I agree with the Ezreal. I agree with, you know, a few of the things, but at the same time, I felt like a lot of the problems were in the mid lane, and you have to consider why was that. And Ryze wasn't. It was really painful, but it wasn't too painful to deal with in the mid lane. So I feel the jungle pressure was what really made that lane hell.
Yeah, Sejuani was where she needed to be. Flashless mid lane for the first 5 minutes, and we've never seen any aggression towards that. But I think Sejuani played that perfectly. She went and denied the red buff to give more time to his mid lane to get his slash back. Really are well played in general. I'm gonna have to leave the lobby, I think. Okay, someone already left the lobby to leave some place for Peanut.
You're staying here, my friend. Don't worry about that.
Yes.
Alright, Peanut gets himself in the spectator realm. Welcome, my friend. Take your seat, enjoy it. For he is looking to see if Elotus will not win this next match. We'll see how they're able to execute that.
But I think they have a lot to learn from their last draft phase, and they shouldn't be too hard for them to try and fix the mistakes they did in the past lobby. But we'll have to see.
See, we will.
Alright, so we're getting in right now, and we're going to be able to see what they pick and ban. Is the Braum going to be banned out? Is the Rise going to be banned out? That's not the same player. I hope they noticed.
Not the same player. I don't think the Rise will be banned out. I think that would be just... Rise is a real general ban, but Sejuani, they don't want to see that.
Very good, too. Sejuani, maybe not the highlight for us because she just gave everything to everyone else. Earlier, she had a lot of kills, but allowed a lot of pressure to go to other members, sorry. Once again, TF being banned, just a very good pick all around, so safe bans from the side of Elotus.
Indeed. Keep an eye on the clock here. An Ezreal ban, they are removing all the problems from last game.
Once again, same bans from the side of Elotus. Just being safe with the bans, right?
If it's not broke, don't fix it, really. You know, I can agree with that statement, and they convincingly won the first game, so they don't have to change up too much, really.
I just want to see what they go for the last ban. Do they ban the Braum? Is my question here. They banned the Twitch, so that means they should maybe leave Leona behind or ban Braum for himself.
What in the world is that?
Teemo ban. I know Rampage plays a lot of Teemo, but he's in the jungle right now, so I don't think he's going to be able to pick that. And the Karma is going to go through, and as I expected, if the Karma was to go through, they're just going to pick that because Nudity is a very good Karma player.
You were talking about that before, and we were talking about all these other things about Sejuani, about Ezreal. This Karma slept through, so we'll see what he's able to do on probably his best champion here.
Yeah, should be significantly better than his Orianna, or I expect so. We'll see. It's a new mid laner that he's laning against too, so we'll have to see. And the Tristana being picked by Payao, just a safe pick in general. The Bard going to be locked in, and Bard is something I really want to talk about. I'm a Navid Bard player, and with the new runes, he is very strong. Electrocute, and there's some cheap shot. He's just good all around. You land a stun, then the right click, Electrocute comes through, some true damage goes in. He's just very strong right now.
That's a hover. I really hope that stays a hover. Alright, there we go.
Yeah,
Rampage going with Lee Sin instead of Aatrox in the jungle.
Rampage and Lee Sin being one of his best junglers. He has a lot of potential on this. Does it fit in the current meta? I don't know. I have to be honest. I really don't know if it fits in there, but we'll have to see. The Caitlyn being banned, so a very safe lane for bot lanes. And the Karma can be flexed too. We know that Nudity is a Karma min player, but it still can go to the support.
Still can go to the support, but we've been talking about so much that I feel like it is going to be in the mid lane.
But it can still be something that they use to their advantage for some support bans and put Karma in the support and have your mid laner be free to pick.
Absolutely, I agree.
We are still waiting on the bans to come through, and it seems like they're confused. Are they going to ban mid laners? They ban supports, so if they want to put Karma in there, it could be a good idea. And Braum and Leona still up. If it's hard for FamiREE to ban right now, if they ban support, they kind of establish. If they ban like Braum, they establish they want to pick Leona. So maybe keep that for the last ban.
Yeah. Gonna ban away the Nara pickup. A Master Yi ban.
I think it seems like they're trolling. The Teemo ban, the Master Yi ban. I don't
a little suspicious. I could see Soraka. That's genuinely annoying to play against, but Master Yi Teemo.
Especially since they banned Master Yi after the least respect. And they banned the Rising. And I don't think that was a smart move from them, because they know that it's not the same player. We'll have to see.
I'll have to see indeed.
They offered a Nami right now, and that part could be mid lane. It is doable right now. It is something that's possible, but they've been troll picking.
Alright, there we go. Vel'Koz.
For dual switch. Dual switch, I've just looked him up, and he's an avid Vel'Koz player. I'll have to see what he does with the new runes. Sorry, how he can play it out. So that's going to be main versus main in the mid lane. Karma versus Vel'Koz. Thresh being offered right now, but if they pick Braum, that's still like, oh, but Bard is already picked up.
Maokai Hover, Maokai Lock-in. Dylan sticking to tanks this series from the looks of it.
Yeah, and it's gonna be red side being blue side, sorry, being complete, and side hovering Kale and Tom, which Tom is very good in top lane right now.
Tom could work.
But so is Kale. Kale has some
and so
pressure.
Is Kennen. That's the hover. And I tell you what, that's probably the lock-in as well. Bring it down to the last second possible. There's the Kennen lock.
There's a Kennen lock, and that's very exciting to look at right now. The picks and ban phase was very good. If I had to pick a favorite team, I go with FamiREE once more. A bit more standard picks. But I'm very excited to see what Elotus brings out of these picks. Vel'Koz, the Bard, Kennen, those are all things that we barely see, and I hope they can make this work in the new rune system.
I hope so too, but I really think we're going to have to look at the jungle here. Definitely look at Rampage, because this Lee Sin pick, you were questioning it earlier, and I absolutely see why. It's going to have to make some early moves in order to have an impact in this game.
For sure. I do know he has a lot of good control over Lee Sin. Lee Sin is not the most easy champion to play in the jungle, but I know Rampage has a lot of experience on it, so maybe they can take advantage of this and be surprised Elotus with some fancy moves on the Lee Sin. We'll have to see, but Gragas, as expected, is a very good jungle in the early game, so we'll have to see. And bot lane too, one thing to mention is that with the new runes, there was less armor and magic resist on both ADCs and supports. So that means Caitlyn and Tristana are both super squishy. So Bard, if he manages to land the stun, the Caitlyn can do half of her HP with Q right click. That's dangerous, but so that also means that a hook on Bard means that he's almost certainly dead. That's going to be a very dangerous bot lane.
Sounds very dangerous. Makes both supports definitely have to be wary of when they use their abilities, because the hook lands, that's a lot of damage, but if the stun lands, that can be devastating.
Yes, and the stun lands mean that Tristana can place the explosive bomb on it, put a few right click on it, and that's a lot of damage on Caitlyn. Caitlyn has a lot of range, should be able to outrange the Bard.
Ignite's also the icing on the cake, if you notice that one. So if they get the catch and they have enough damage on that explosive bomb, then it will almost certainly be a kill.
Yes, and with Lee Sin, also something to mention, it's very predictable to land a stun on Bard. If Lee Sin dashes to you, that means it's a free stun for Bard, because that's two people sticking together. If Lee Sin dashes to you, you know where he's going to be, you're able to land the stun off that, so...
Definitely going to be interesting how Elotus play it. You said you were in favor of FamiREE's comp. I'm more in favor of Elotus's, because there's just so much of everything, and it's all working cohesively. You have zone, you have zone, you have a lot of damage between Kennen and Vel'Koz, and there's really no escape button on the side of FamiREE.
Are you joining the game right now, or is it just me?
Currently I am 50 seconds in on the spectator delay.
I just got disconnected, and it told me that the server got disbanded, and I'm now loading a game.
Okay.
Wait, really? Is that actually happening?
Yes, it is. As long as you and Blaze are still seeing the game, it's gonna be okay. But
oh, of course, yeah, right. Hopefully you can hopefully you can get right back into your client and just get right back into spectating the game as soon as possible.
Yes, hopefully I can.
Hopefully so. Maybe you can catch it during the spectator delay. There's 10 seconds on the clock. Go, go, go! You got this. No pressure at all.
My Alpha 4 is useless right now. I'm stuck in a loading screen.
Gonna wonder what dual Switch is gonna be able to do in this mid lane, because it could go either way.
Yes, Vel'Koz is something that is either it's very high risk, high reward. If you land your Qs and your Ws, you can do a lot of damage, but that's against Karma. That's one of his main players, so I'll have to see what happens.
Have to see what happens for sure. So we hop into the loading screen and see what we can see. How many phase rushes are being taken this time around?
Yeah, I think the phase rush is something that really helped him out because a spell rotation for Rise is super easy to get off. You get your EWQ and you have your movement speed bonus. I think your marks also give you a movement speed, so you can really run fast and catch people damage.
Absolutely. Looks like we will be a few seconds away before the lights are on, and so is the game as we hop into Game 2 of Elotus versus FamiREE. Elotus, 1 win up, this time taking the red half of the map. FamiREE, they gotta win both games if they want to win the series here. They're taking a blue. We'll see which team's able to do it.
Yes, and I really hope FamiREE can get back so that Elotus is a bit challenged in this series. See what they are able to do. Trying to load back in my clan, so it's the early game, so we shouldn't miss too much. We'll have to see.
From the looks of it, though, both teams making moves early. They might run into each other here, catch a glimpse of each other. Nothing's gonna happen just yet, but definitely gonna tell the members of Elotus to back off, get away from the blue buff. Mia pings spammed all over that place.
I'm happy to announce that I'm loading back in, so we'll cast this game together.
Yeah, I would feel lonely if I was just me, spectating.
I can do improvisation, but casting a game that I cannot see is.
There's the blast cone over. Not gonna result into anything. Just yet. Looks like both junglers will be starting on the upper quadrant of the map. Or actually, I shouldn't say upper quadrant, because that's incorrect. Mirroring side sounds better.
Yes. Or you could say red buff.
I could say red buff too.
The Comet coming in.
Albeit, they're looking to get some damage early on. There's the stun. There's the bomb. It forces the flash automatically out of Liz. And while they're gonna get some good damage out onto Dio, it's still not going in their favor. Another stun! This time the Ignite thrown down as well. They're gonna have to use heal just to get him out. And now it's Elotus that are on the back half.
Yeah, but Lee Sin has to sacrifice a bit of his pressure in lane, but very good reaction by him to just go and help his team right now.
Definitely hurts Elotus a little bit. They were the ones making the moves, but it didn't take Rampage too long to do the exact opposite on them.
Nantavir, is on the blue buff right now though, so it's gonna tar Rampage of one of his main camp in this rotation spell.
Good punishment.
Grabbing the blue buff from Rampage. Hopefully for him, it's decent. He doesn't need blue buff. He's going to be able to farm up other camps, but it's still a bit hurt.
Still a lack of experience, even if you don't benefit from any of the stats a whole lot.
Dylan putting some pressure down onto Piao in the top lane. Pretty good with the new Maokai with Grasp should be very, very strong. So we'll have to look at this, but so is Kennen with a lot of pressure lane. Bot lane stabilizing itself. Both lane are getting back to full HP, just farming right now. And A hook
Actually,
lands
wait a second. Sia gets hit by the hook in the net and taken out for first blood. That one goes over to Liz.
very well played by them. A great hook into a lot of damage. They know she had no flash or no heal. Very well executed.
Really clean as well. That didn't look like it took a whole lot of effort. They just clean stuff coming out in the early game. This time for FamiREE. In the top lane though, looks like Rampage, they're looking for a gank right onto this cannon. Will they be able to knock him down in time? He's holding Resonating Strike and will land it. That's a kill going over to Rampage.
Does use the flash in the end to make sure he's secure the kill. Not really needed right there, but that's a kill, and that's a whole new FamiREE right there. Pressure in the bot lane. Mid lane is being equal right now. Top to top lane. Kill to top lane. It's very, it's looking better than last time, for sure.
Absolutely. Oh, as we say that, there's a pause. Alright.
Yeah, it seems like Nudity just disconnected. Is gonna be getting soon, we hope. We'll have to see.
We will see indeed. From the looks of it, Dylan will be backing now, sitting on a little over 1,000 gold at the moment. That'll help him out with his tank stats and getting there quicker.
It seems like they're already ready to get the game again.
That's good. Boot up as quick as possible. Good job. I like it. Probably just a short client disconnection, but doesn't look like that'll last much longer as we hop right back into this match.
Yes. We can see in the bot lane the call being bought in exchange for pickaxe, and that's really going to be effective onto Caitlyn. A lot of pressure on the
They're
board.
looking for a gank in the mid lane though. Rampage is looking for it. They're even going to flash forward. They do not care at all about this one. There's the Q. There's the barrier to follow afterwards, but it will not matter. Rampage picks up a kill. Now it's going to be Anvir trying to take out that Karma pick, but he gets just piled on himself. Almost gets taken out as well. Now in the top lane, Payao gets taken that low and taken out.
It's very... Wow, there's a lot of things happening right now, and FamiREE being very proactive in the mid lane. Nudity flashing for the snare onto Vel'Koz, giving a kill. Rampage, and they were even able to survive the flash from the Gragas afterward. So that's very good. As I said, Rampage, very good on Lee Sid. He has 2 kills right now at 5 minutes. A lot of pressure being applied by him. In the top lane, I think it's to be expected. Canada to have a lot of pressure over Maokai. Maybe he didn't respect it enough, but Dylan being able to TP back there and freeze the lane, and still has more farm than Kenan does, so that's a good thing.
Absolutely. Liz also doing really well on farm this game. 10 CS advantage at the 6-minute marker. Not too huge, but still pretty good. Signs of life currently for FamiREE.
Yeah, for sure. There's just, as you mentioned, has a lot more farm. She also has a kill. As I said right there, the damage from...
And there's the damage right onto Dio. Looks like they won't be able to take him down. It's going to be Sia that jumps right on towards him. There's Resonating Strike, which will mean that Dio goes down right afterwards. But this time it's Sia who's in trouble. The rocket jump away won't matter at all. That's 2 more kills for FamiREE.
Yeah, meanwhile, Dylan being focused right there in the top lane.
Focused in the top lane. It's a very tanky tree with that item pickup early on, though, but not tanky enough from the looks of it. That's another kill onto Dylan.
And we also missed it in the mid lane, but Nudity just got single killed by dual switch. That's not very good for them, too. Seems like it's an exchange game. Elotus putting a lot of pressure on the top lane against Dylan compared to last game where they put a lot of pressure against Payao. Seems to be working out so far. FamiREE as Rampage has a kill, Liz is ahead. Hook barely misses in the mid lane, cancel the Rico.
Barely misses. That actually, it wouldn't have killed him and all, but that would have really hurt his item times and when he gets to lane, so Fortunately for Dual Switch, he doesn't get pulled in by the death sentence.
One thing to mention here is that Rampage as his ganks are going to be oh so more effective right now.
So far, 3-0 and 1 on this Lee Sin, definitely making a case for him.
And maybe that's something that Elotus will learn to ban for next game if there are next games against those two teams. But for looking good for FamiREE, he's much better than last time.
Looking good. There's the flag out of Awoken. The damage right afterwards, though. From the looks of it, it just might be an even trade.
Yes, but you have to see that Anantavir is making his way bot lane, and they have a pink ward in that lane bush, so they're not going to be able to see him. You know that they have vision in there, but there's not, so maybe he's just going to cancel this. Let's see.
I think it's a little too early for a turret dive. I mean, Sia's probably going to get his ultimate here from the minion wave. But I think that turret dive's a little too ambitious. They may not go for it, though. There's the hook and the flash lantern out of Awoken. They're the ones looking for the kills this time. Goes 1 for 1 right afterwards. But FamiREE up. The explosive cask knocks him in. The shutdown going over. An ace in the hole. Not enough to get the kill. Karma looking for the kill. Cannot find it. Gets knocked into the turret. Gets knocked up again underneath the turret. And is a double kill. 4 kills out of nowhere for Elotus.
Yeah, what seemed to look so good for FamiREE with the very good engage from the flash lantern just turned into a massacre as 4 people of FamiREE just died from very quick reaction rotation by Dual Switch, and just very good plays by Bard and Tristana and Gragas of knocking people left and right, and looked very good, but just turned out to be in favor of Elotus. Just like that, they're back in the game too. Their gold lead is now almost 1k for Elotus. Make that a bit more with the dragon being taken right now.
Awoken almost actually stealing that one, but either way, it is still the mountain dragon going over. A little bit more poke in the jungle. Nothing too much to come from it, though.
Just quick trades. Meanwhile, Liz gonna be able to farm up a bit, so that's good for her. She's now 1, 2, and 3. But so is Tristana, so they're equal. Liz has a bit more farm, so that's good for her. They're going to be very fair where Liz had the lead earlier. And look at the mid lane too. You can see that Vel'Koz now has 3 kills, so it is 3-1 and
to get the kill, but the laser rips him to shreds, and a Rampage comes in from the side.
Nudity getting out of this one, just barely, and Awoken maybe putting his luck.
Looking for a hook, but he ends up getting caught out himself. That's the kill for Sia. Will he choose the rocket jump in? Yes, he will. It's not going to be enough to secure the kill. Oh, wait a second. Zanya's on the turret. Explosive cask right into the wall. And Sia picks up another kill for himself.
A very good Bard ulti right there onto the tower. Allowed to dive, but...
Oh no, they're looking for Payao. From the looks of it, they will be able to find him. The flash forward, they'll jump to the ward. Forces Rampage to flash again, but still another kill.
Want to try and defend this, and maybe they'll be able to not veer here. It's being snared.
They might be able to.
Dylan has no mana.
Dylan, yeah, doesn't have any mana. Just kind of whacking at them now. But it's going to be Elotus still on low health, trying to make something happen. A big knock-up is going to be able to have 2 more kills. A double kill for Nudity. The jump forward. There's the flag. It's going to be a shutdown going over Awoken. But either way, 3 more kills for FamiREE.
Yeah, very good. That looked a bit bleak with no mana on the Dylan, but he just managed to grab a little more mana for that Q and 3 people and massive RQ by Nudity, so that's very good for them. Catch that back.
The Rift Herald, that's going to be picked up by Rampage though.
Yeah, very good pick too. A bit early in the game, so he's going to have to that very soon. Maybe put some pressure down onto either tower, as no first tower has been taken yet. And he also goes back to red buff, maybe a bit of a revenge for the first blue buff that he's been stolen earlier, but looking good as he's looking top lane once more. The Dylan is gonna go in.
Peo has no idea this is happening. There comes Rampage from the side, waits for the lightning rush to be used. Aaron's resonating strike, and there's another kill.
It's too easy for them to go on kills onto Peo, it seems. And they're gonna use the wrist roll there, and that's most likely gonna be first tower. Gragas is making his way towards there. Will he be able to actually stop that? I don't think so.
Making a much better showing this game. And Anfear can only throw a barrel at the top lane turret before it goes down.
That's first tower for FamiREE. What looked like it would have been first tower on bot to
oh,
Elotus.
There's the damage. The laser barrier's gonna keep him alive from that one. Noodly stays alive on there.
Luckily, and first tower for FamiREE right there. Only one dragon down so far for Elotus, so that's. Or if we look at the gold, that's 3k gold. I don't know where that came from. Just like 5 minutes ago, it was equal, so that's 3k gold being taken down by FamiREE. First tower being taken, Rift Arrow being taken, a lot of good kills being taken down bot, so they're looking much, much better than last game, that's for sure. And maybe that's the new comp, maybe that's the Karma mid. There's a lot of factors to take in. Thresh being taken here instead of the Leona. A lot of factors could.
A lot of things go in their favor. It looks like Awoken's in all sorts of trouble. There's the flash forward. Sia picks up the kill. Liz might be in trouble now as she's forced to 90 caliber that out.
And there's a lot of people coming in right now. There's 4 people, but Liz is not moving.
Oh boy, Liz will not be seeing the world for much longer. They're gonna kick back Dual Switch, who actually is able to get out. Now in top lane. Ultimate's being exchanged.
Uses the barrier at the exact perfect timing, but that's very sad for FamiREE right there. They had a lead, but now they lose a tower, they lose 2 people, and they might lose more tower as there's 4 people down bot that they could be pushing onto this tower, and no one to defend. There is Nudity.
Looking for a mantra Q, might be able to find it.
Oh,
that does a lot of damage. Not able to pick up the kill right off the bat though, which puts him in trouble right afterwards. There's the laser. And down goes Awoken. Mantra Q is not going to be able to land onto its target. And Elotus, in the strangest of situations, come out on top that one. They're still going to have to get away from Dylan, who's coming around the corner. The tree's looking for Pex. Can he find any though? Takes a lot of damage. Might actually go down here as well. The flash away as Dio barely gets out. And Elotus again, on barely any health, are able to get out.
And it's not over yet. FamiREE wants more out of this, but should they be looking for this right now?
They want more. They got a lot of damage, but not enough. And I tell you what, they do not know how to not get kills. They finally lose a Mountain Burrow, but they gain so much from that.
And meanwhile, Kennen just free pushing in the top lane right there, getting a tower on his own while his bot lane is being pushed. So FamiREE going in 1 by 1, not giving some time, but they might be able to pick up a dragon, and then that's an Infernal, so that is going to be able to help them. Lee Sin, that's Black Cleaver, and he's 8 and 2 right now. So whoever he cues on, if it's not a tanky target, is most likely dead. So we have to keep an eye on that. Liz is also racking up some items. He has a static shift, maybe for the wave clear. We really will have to see what happens in this game. But so far, it is almost no difference in the gold, as Lotus only has 1k gold ahead right now.
Very different game too from both these teams here.
Yes, it is very refreshing to see a game that's going to be close. We'll have to see who comes on top. It's like Elotus is grouping mid, putting some pressure, but Dion has a flank, he has his ulti, he could be looking for something.
See what he's able to do on this one, that tanky tree. To open up with the ultimate, goes straight on to Sia, which means the laser's not going to last much longer, and nor will Dual Switch. The damage to come through, now dealing the focus, but he's just so tanky it doesn't even matter. The root lands onto an Anfear and the hook, they might be able to pick him on this one. The flash away, and a lot of more damage being exchanged. Now it's Sia in trouble, who cannot get out, as Nudity picks up another kill. Now FamiREE on the push, Ace in the hole goes through. It's going to be Payout trying to make it happen with a huge slicing Maelstrom, but not huge enough. FamiREE pick up 4 kills.
And it's going to be a tower, and it's a very, very well-played fight by there. Liz staying in the back as she should. Nudity just putting Mantra Qs where they need to be. And Delon with the perfect flank. It's without Delon starting that flank, that fight was going nowhere. Delon walking from the side, flanking, snaring Tristana, and Vel'Koz, which are the value target right there. Overall, very well played. Maybe a late cannon TP from Payao right there as he arrived. And good slicing Maelstrom, but he was alone in there and has no damage, just finished off kills on his own. And we need to remember that he's building AD right now. He has Blade of the Rune King as his only item, so slicing Maelstrom alone doesn't do that much damage. It's like
Looks
they're gonna
like they actually won't be able to get the turret
and
on that
almost
push, which
kills
puts Sia
there.
Rampage is fucking 10-2.
I was really close and can't back there, my friend. Still,
And Rampage
in all sorts
still
of
at his
trouble.
ult. Still at his ulti. I don't know if he had it during the fight,
What's
but
happening in this
that's
game?
without his ulti. That's a lot of damage. As I said, if he
Oh,
lands
the Bard portal doesn't work. That was a strange one. That's gonna put Dio in
Is that
trouble.
shit busted? What's
Looks like
going
he's
on?
not gonna be able to get out of this one with Rampage on the scene. There's a good tempered fate to try and get him out. May actually
think
be able to
that's gonna
escape
be-
here.
as I said previously, the Q onto the shielding targets means an easy stun for Bard. That's Lee Sin and Delon being done. Blue going to Nudity, so that's very good for them.
Going over to the Nudity Karma pick. Those Mantra Qs didn't hurt before, they're gonna start to hurt even more.
Going
Goes
very
straight
aggressive.
on to Sia, who is able to get out again with the rocket jump.
And that's one thing that Tristana does well against Karmites. If you get rooted, you messed up somewhere. You should not be able to get into the Karma's snare range with your flash still up or with your jump still up. So it is hard for her to snare Tristana, but the Mantra Qs can do a lot of damage even with that.
I mean, Karma is a pick. You don't see it all the time, but whenever you do, you don't forget the Mantra Q and how much damage it's able to dish out. Albeit, that's going to be Sia making a case for himself as how much damage Tristana does. Liz goes down.
Yeah, that was a lot of damage and forced to heal and just blow up still. That's a power spark for Tristana right there. She has Infinity Edge and Static Shift.
Looks
And you
like
can
it's
see
the
it right
case.
there.
The push still in the top lane. This time they're going to be able to get the turret for sure. A much closer game, but Elotus, they're still up in turrets.
Yes, if you look at the gold, it's only 400 difference. So that's something that's very good for them because it's much better than last time. That's for sure.
They're looking for Nudity on this one. 4 men strong. Actually is able to get a kill on the back half. Will go down right afterwards. Sia deals some more damage. Delon tanking up, doing a good job too, as the laser takes Awoken out on the side. The rest of FamiREE pile onwards though. Rampage is on a rampage. So the rest of the kills come through. Payao's looking to try and make something happen. Will back off though. It's 19-19. These teams at each other's throats.
Yeah, for sure. And it's really right now up to whoever does the best picks in terms of who to kill. A lot of pressure from Rampage. He has a GA maybe going a lot aggressive, so relying a lot on those cheeky plays by them. They still have a tower that they could grab right now. Maybe send Delon right there, try and top the cannon, put some pressure on the tower. There's a lot that he can do. The dragon is going to be spawning next. Is an Infernal, I believe. No, it is a mountain. Sorry.
Mountain coming up.
Next mountain truck coming up. If they can, they need not to give that to Elotus. Elotus with 2 mountain is going to be melting Barons with the Vel'Koz percentage, HP, the cannon, the Tristana. You need to put some pressure onto this.
Looks like the case. Both these teams would really like a Mountain. Gonna get some damage. It looks like they're also gonna try and kick him in. Won't be able to. Pathing a little bit weird there, but it's still the damage right onto Dylan. A beautiful Tempered Fate locks him up, and Slicing Maelstrom to follow right afterwards. That's the G to pop, but he'll go down right afterwards. A shutdown kill for Dual Switch.
Yeah, very good picks right there by Elotus. They carry on with the fight. They should probably just be finishing Generic Dragon, but I think they're going to say, Payout, you take care of the dragon, we take care of pushing lanes. Right now there's only Dylan left to defend the lane, but I don't think Maokai is a very good wave clearer. They're looking at Baron? Or maybe just clearing the wave top.
Clearing the wave top. Baron's a little ambitious at this stage. I mean, sure they have double Mountain, but a little ambitious, I would say.
Yeah, they're just going to be clearing top wave, but they're going to leave that to Payout. Or maybe Vel'Koz, no, Vel'Koz is going to be backing off. So Elotus getting back into this game, but there's still hope for FamiREE if they want to pressure down, clearing wards around Baron as they should be, because right now with 2 Mountain Drakes, a Tristana, a Kennen, a Vel'Koz, that Baron is going to go fast. Should decide to do so. Tristana right now being bought, so there's no risk of this Baron being taken. It's a good time to establish vision.
It's also a good time for C to try and look for a pick. 90 caliber net. Not going the right way, but Liz able to get out with the
It does put
heal.
her out of vision, so the Tristana cannot proc any more damage from the...
Ah, true.
Okay, clearing some wards right there. So they have a lot of vision around Baron right now. They should most likely be clearing the pink that's in the pith. But they won't do so. Liz putting a lot of traps so she cannot get dove by the Tristana right there. There's Bard around, there's Vel'Koz around, there's a lot of people bot lane, so they need to be careful.
Looks like Elotus will back off though. They're not gonna push too much onto the bottom lane. It's like they're gonna retain their focus in the mid lane. That turret still has taken 0 damage 25 minutes into the game.
As they should be doing right now, because Baron being the high priority, why send your Tristana bot lane? She's 10 and 4, you need her on Baron, so they're going to send her back top lane, have some pressure down there, so she's right next to the Baron. And we'll have to see how it plays out, but I think Baron is going to be our next big objective here.
Definitely so. Rampage trying to be sneaky in the back of the pit, but he finds himself in all sorts of trouble. Won't be able to get a kill before going down, and that's Baron now started up for Elotus. The teleport coming in as well.
That's no jungler on the side of FamiREE. There is nothing that he can do about it.
So they're gonna try and go in on this one. Baron goes down to Elotus. The damage to come right after, but Liz is able to pick up a kill on the side. Somehow Elotus are now the ones cornered as the explosive gas comes through. The rest of the members pushing forward. A double kill for Liz. The shutdown going through. A triple kill for Liz so far.
And
And
that's
essentially the ace going over.
FamiREE.
FamiREE.
Very, very good plays there. I don't know if you saw that Trash Flash, but oh my god, that was beautiful. He flashed into the Baron pit to get a hook and then a flight to cancel the rocket jump. Just beautifully played by them, and the team in general just did a good job. And that's without their Lee Sin. Their 11 and 4 player wasn't there, and they managed to take down into P5 a Baron mid-powered. That was very well played by them.
Very well played indeed.
They still have one Baron to care about, and that is Bard's one. If they are able to take down the Bard, there's no more Baron. Looks like they might be able to take down the tower down mid, or they might just decide to go back as everyone just spawned.
Play it safe and sorry. Don't want to throw the lead you just got on that one.
No, definitely not, but they do know that the Bard is still going to have the Baron, so if he shows up, the minions are going to be empowered. So that's something that we need to they need to be careful about it. Right now, they need to go back their mid lane because they're pushing, and even if it's only one member with Baron, these minions are still gonna hurt your tower.
They are, and as long as this Tristana's on the turret, it's going to hurt as well. Dylan takes a lot of damage, gets taken out as well. The tree didn't last too long on that one, and from the looks of it, nor will the turret as they keep pushing onwards.
Yes, that's very good, and they're gonna have to see this tower right there. Way too much damage coming from the side of Elotus, and with the Vel'Koz, with the Tristana, with the Bard, with the Cask, with the Cannon, there's so much poke on the side of Elotus. They can just like show up to the tower, put some pressure down, and then just start poking at the tower and taking it. And they're going to be rotating bot lane and maybe grab another tower, as they should be. Dylan still has a 10-second cooldown timer before he spawns, and Lotus trying to play it sneaky, maybe grab a kill right there.
Oh, and this could be disastrous if it works out for Lotus. There's the rocket jump forward.
That's interesting.
Nothing to come of it this time.
There is a good ward for the TP, but they don't have a TP, and the pings come out for that ward. But Dylan most likely is pinging that he doesn't have his TP up, so it's sad for him.
Yep. It's gonna be a Lotus. Questioning if they want to continue going for the push or not, but from the looks of it, they will back off to the coverage of the Dragon Pet.
Yeah, there is not much that they can do in there. They might just wait there for the dragon, but they do not know that there's a pink ward, so they know they're still in that bush. And Elotus being indecisive right now might cause the game a lot of damage.
They're looking for it, but Dylan's looking for Sia as well. The damage to come right afterwards. It's the same story all over again, and a beautiful tempered fate locks up every single member of FamiREE. Holy moly, a double kill for Duo Switch. And I tell you what, a triple kill for Duo Switch. It looks like it's going to be even more, and that's going to be game series point for Elotus. Rampage, the only one up.
That tempered fate was amazing. How do you manage to get 4 people and even cancel the net from Caitlyn while doing so? And I think some other form of dash, but that was incredible and just might win in the game right now.
Stunning stuff. Rampage, the only one up, but the only one to go down right afterwards. The turret, the focus, a little bit of fun with the Cosmic Journey in the Nexus, and a few more hits would do it. FamiREE, they're going to do the best they can to stop it.
They're not giving up, but...
Actually, wait a second. They might have overstayed their welcome. FamiREE aren't out of this one just yet. Ace in the Hole is going to come through. Will not be able to kill off at Anvir. The laser will.
He flashes forward for the kill.
Right after.
The triple kill to Caitlyn. I don't think that was a good idea from the Vel'Koz to flash forward now. They only have 1 in him. That's not a lot. FamiREE can still get back in this game right now. The goal difference isn't that much deal. It's 10k gold. Of course, it's important, but it's better than having no Nexus.
Hey, looks like he'll get spun up by the dragon, and he gets bursted right after. Noodly doing a lot of damage, and he says, I'm going to take that Inferno from myself right now.
Thank you very much, Kenan, for the leash. Right now, once again, Yao not shining so much. Looks a bit like last game where on Yasuo was just more of a distraction than anything, but on this time, Kenan has a lot more CC to offer with the Slicing Maelstrom. If he manages to stun on a few people, it gives a lot more chance to the Vel'Koz, the Tristana, the Bard to put their CC and their damage down. So I think that's a better pick for him than the Yasuo, to be honest.
I'd agree. The Kenan, even if you go in and die, you still probably did something while going in and dying.
I would have put him on something more AP in terms of itemization, giving Estonia so he's alive longer in this. We'll have to see. One thing I want to mention is in the past team fights, we've seen Dylan just melting. And I have to point out that Tristana bought a Blade of the Rune King. Kenan has Blade of the Rune King. So they are looking to melt that tree down. But he has found himself buying a Thornmail, a Sunfire Cape, Habais, and yet they still managed to melt through them. So that's good itemization by both sides, and it seems like Tristana is just too strong right now. Damage, but Dylan doing his best to just be the tank that he needs to. right now, just back and forth going down in the mid lane. Kennen putting some pressure down top lane where there's an open inhib. It's going to require... Oh, Tempered Fate going to land on Nudity.
Tempered Fate lands onto Nudity. Won't do too much from that one.
Defensive ulti being used by Dylan right there just to make sure nobody want to step forward and do some damage to his precious mid laner. That's a very good one, but the Baron is going to be spawning soon in 4 seconds, and Elotus know this and know that they can pressure around it, so they're just going to clear the world.
Really dangerous if they decide to start this off, because an Anvir is on very low HP. Sure, you're Gragas and you have regen, but the fight looks like a might start. Sia able to get out of that one. They're still going on the Baron. This could be really risky. Anvir does go down, and the Baron, it goes over to Elotus. They're able to get that much, but how much can they recover from the damage that gets dealt right afterwards? Wait a second, Peyo's in the base! It doesn't matter if there are kills happening there. Peyo onto Nexus! A few more hits would do it. It's gonna be Nudity trying to stop it, and he will! Holy moly! And they stay alive for a few seconds longer.
Oh, that was awesome. I was wondering why the bar just flashed forward for a stun into his own death. That's because he wanted to stop the recalls. And both teams right now on edge. It's been 2 times where it's been so close for the Nexus to beat that. A very good idea by Piao. And is AD paying off in the end? A lot of attack speed allowed him to almost finish that off. But
almost. That is twice where they had the game. But somehow, through this craziest of chances, FamiREE are still alive in this, even if their Nexus is down to 100 HP.
They're not going to give up. They want to win this series. They want to make a good impression on this first game against Elotus, which so far has been undefeated. I'm eager to see where this is going. There's a lot of damage that Karma starts to put down, and she only has 4 items right now. Well, 5 if you consider the boots, but like it's 4.5 items. Imagine when she gets more items, she's going to be able to put down a lot more damage on those carries right now.
A lot sounds hard to imagine at this point, but looks like the red buff will be going over to Sia. The inhibitor respawns for FamiREE. Liz has been a huge part as to why they've won these fights. If she's able to stay safe in the background, it's not a stretch at all to say that FamiREE win the fights.
With GA, she's going to be able to survive a bit longer, and she has a lot of tanky members to go in front of her when she does go down. But the Woken just walking up and just taking a lot of damage.
It's a little bit even for both sides though. Awoken on low HP, but so is Dual Switch. If they're able to remove the Vel'Koz, that's one step closer to making the comeback and bringing us to a 3-game series. See if they can do it. The root lands, and that's a lot of damage. But the damage to follow right after. Nudity goes down on that one. Still low health bars on the members. There's the flash forward. The hook right on to Thrash. Slicing Maelstrom looks good, but does it look good enough? There's the laser right afterwards. Liz is the only one up with Dylan. Will she be able to kite back in time? Tempered Fate misses. They're going to try and go on to this one, but it will not matter. The triple kill for Sia. It looks like it will be a quadra kill to wrap it up as well. It will be.
And that is going to be the game, I believe, in favor of Elotus. FamiREE giving us a very good show this time. Being ahead for quite some time, even. Elotus just trying, finally managed to grab back the game with not that much of a goal difference in the end. So, very, very good game.
Really good game, and you know, game 1, it looked like a Lotus had it. They absolutely did. This game, sure, Lotus still won the series 2-0, but it was a very different game. FamiREE, they came this close, but not close enough.
Yeah, it was an incredible game to cast and see with the like backdoors and the Nexus being alive for a few seconds, like surviving with 2 HPs 2 times, I believe, was very awesome to watch. We can now go and see the new stats, and we'll be able to see the goal difference and really analyze how both teams were managing to do and compare it to last game. I have the stats open on my side. I'm just going to wait for Army them right there and we can go. If we just over the stats real quick right there, and we can see once again the Cannon 1-9-12, so not doing so much for his team, but they still managed to win, so somehow he did a great job in that. And so does the Maokai 1-7-19 assists on the Maokai side. So stretch. So on terms of stats, I think both teams are doing very, very good.
I mean, even in the warding, it's almost the same story as it was last game. Very high ward count for both supports.
Yeah, and 2 wards difference, 56 for Thresh, 58 for Bard. 15 control wards purchased by Thresh, 18 wards killed. So Awoken did a really, really great job on the warding side. It is an awesome job on his side. That is 10 more control wards than the opposite support. That is incredible. If we look at the damage this time, we can see Dylan surprisingly did a lot of damage, 22k, but what's more surprising is if we look at the Karma with 35.3k damage versus a 33.6k of Felkas, so that's almost exactly the same amount of damage, but what shines the most is if we look at the 80s. Tristana with the 53k. Remember last game when we remembered that Ezreal and Ryze did a lot of damage? Tristana just did both of their damage in one.
25,000 more damage than what Liz was able to dish out.
Yeah, and that is incredible. That is twice as much damage as anyone in the game, or almost, and that is, I think, the winning point. She's 17, 7, and 12. So we'll have to see. What is going to be exciting me too is the goal difference. We can see it is going back and forth, up and down. You can see FamiREE has a lot of gold ahead for the first 10 minutes, and then Elotus grabbing a few advantage, but then FamiREE going back up, and it's up and down and up and down up until the 20 minutes point where Elotus tenderfoot on the ground and just says, I think we just want to win this game. Let's go ahead and climb the gold difference, and they just climb and climb and climb to the victory. That is very, very well played by them, and a lot of good team fights in the end. Very close, and then if I had to choose for if we look to remember last game at the kill, where we saw the kills being on one side, the map only. Right now, you can see that line has been pushed back a little. Not so much kill has been in the deeper side of the map. A lot of kills in the bot lane as well. But I think FamiREE did a way better job, but they still need to put some more pressure into being aggressive. Overall, a very good game for these teams. Now what interests me is who is going to be the favorite player of this match for our viewers.
Yes, the player of the series, or POTS for short.
I'm going to go ahead and start working on the pots right now. Going to mold them, get them into a nice fine shape to see which one of them, of the labeling names of each one of the ones that did so great and perhaps so fun as a whole. Let's see which one is the pot that people really like.
See, indeed. And while ourselves on the casting side, we don't have the final say, and of course the audience members, your participation matters here, and it's that you decide the MVP. But I'm gonna have to ask you, Root, who would you give the MVP to?
I have to say it's very hard to establish. First game, I would have given it to Ryze for sure. A lot of good pressure for him, a lot of good damage. Place it down onto him. Very good score, very shutting down the Orianna. So I'd have to give it to him, but he's not here anymore. If I just look at second game, I think Bard is really what shines to me. Dio with awesome job, I believe, on the Bard. That Foreman ulti on itself is enough for me to give him my vote, for sure. I almost winning the game off that. He did tremendous, and we have to remember he played Braum last too with the Ezreal, and he did that pick to counter the Leona, and it really, really, really worked for them. It's what made Ezreal shine, in my opinion. So if I had to give it to someone, I'd give it to Dio, but that's only. What about you?
What about me? I would say Sia because he has really done a great job throughout the series. But at the same time, you can't ignore that four-man Tempered Fate that came out of nowhere, and I want to say that won them the game, but it didn't. It basically won them the game. Let's put it like that. Especially since Sia already has an MVP vote, and I think fairness and equality is what should be established here. So my MVP vote will also be going to Dio.
All right, so we're gonna see the audience putting their votes in. It is very, very close right now for the votes. As we look, Earn to Dio as one more vote for this. Anantavir as one vote, and see people voting for him in the chat. And he did do a very great job. Early game in the first game, he really denied what Gragas could have done in Town of Gens as a Sejuani. And on the second game, when he did play Gragas himself, did pretty okay job. I'd say Lee Sin shined too much for us to really notice him, but he did some very good in the team fights. Amazing barrel. I have to say he did a very great job. So far, if we look at it, it seems like the MVP is going to the rise from the first game.
Got 5 votes for himself so far. I know that is not all the members in the audience. I know my numbers.
The trick is with that one in particular, that pot. That one looks very close to a bong. See, it's a little bit of that 420 stuff. I know the kids, they love that kind of thing. So there you go. That's most likely why people are liking that pot in particular over there. But I honestly put a lot of effort into saying Earn to Dio happens to have the best pot. It just looks the most crisp, clean, and also just looks the most flashiest out of everything else. But let's see what everyone else is thinking. Seems like a lot of votes are still in play here.
So just as many votes that are in play are also pending, but that's just me, yeah?
I will post the vote once more, and people can do one last bit of voting as we go there. And yeah, I will go and fetch the name of our potential MVP, the first player, which was the sub, which was Roger.
Yeah, the good old player of the series. Yes, you're right. Absolutely.
See, I'll refresh once more, and as we see, Rice from first game is racking up votes. He has 2 more votes than Dio, and I believe that's
enough of a signal. Yes, but let's go ahead and do a countdown just to close out it, so that way the audience knows who's got the MVP for sure. So give me a 30-second countdown, and that way we can put an end to it.
All right.
Alright, then 30, 29, 8, 27, 6, 25, 4, 3, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, and I think from then I can go 9, 8, 7, 6, 5,
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0.
Well, that just about clinches
it. It is official. It is Roger who is our MVP, and I do hope he is with us and that he's going to be able to be interviewed, because I think he left. I will go into Elotus's chat and maybe ask if their sub is going to be able to join us for MVP.
Well, Roger got it, and it looks like enough votes came in for Roger in particular. So, very nice. I added him just for the sake of the players of the series have been secured. The pots. I like the pots. Anyway, yeah, hopefully we'll be able to get that guy in here, and I can go back behind the camera.
Alrighty, so I have EchoQuest, which is his name on Discord, but is Roger on League. I'll be able to drag him off very soon for the interview. Are you guys ready to interview our MVP?
You guys look like you're just about ready. For me personally, I'm going to hide behind the camera again.
Alright.
I'm shy. I can't see new people. Oh, here he is.
Hello, Roger.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
All right. First things first. What a game! Incredible Rise play 10, 1, and 9. A lot of damage being put down on that Rise, and I have to mention you had no flash for the first 5 minutes. I have no idea how you managed to win the lane so hard without a flash, but you did. So good job on that.
Yeah, I was super surprised when they definitely did not abuse my flash. That's why I was really staying in the back. Because, of course, a Gragas flash E would definitely kill me for sure. So I was just really scared. But I'm thankful for my jungler, Antavir, for stalling the Gragas for a while to save my flash. That was pretty helpful from him.
We mentioned that he went in the jungle earlier to deny the Gragas from his red buff, put a lot of pressure while your flash was on cooldown. One question I have for you is, where do you feel Rise is being placed with the new runes? I see you've taken Phase Dash, what's it called? Phase Rush?
Phase Rush, yeah, Phase Rush.
Phase Rush.
I think Rise is this with all these new ruins and stuff is super strong. Like if you know how to like use his combos correctly. Obviously Rise is not a champion you can pick up and play. Every pro player says that all the time. He's like actual person you have to learn like for a while. And I've been playing Rise after rework after rework after rework. Rise is just one of my favorite mid laners ever. And when he got this new patch, I knew this was his patch for sure. He has so many ruins and Keystone he can rely on. So many matchups. It works better now for him because of the new Keystones.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just insane how good he is now.
I think the fact that the Phase Rush being now 3 spells instead of a certain amount of damage allows you to get that way earlier in your combo rotation. So
yeah, for sure. Especially in the early game for Rise.
I'm gonna have to ask you. You came off of an incredible performance in Game 1, but you know that you weren't being brought in for Game 2.
Yeah.
Even with that incredible performance on Rise in Game 1, did you think you'd be able to get the Player of the Series here?
Well, when I was watching Game 2, well, from the Game 1 perspective, I was going to say it would be Sia 4D again, for sure, because he is the captain of our team, and he's the one that's making shot calls and all that, and I thought he was actually having the most of the spotlight the whole entire time. I was just doing my job, being a sub, but once I don't know, I guess I felt like I had a good chance of getting an MVP vote. Yeah. But especially when Game 2 came around, I was like, oh man, my Brandini, my support bard, the ultimate in the last couple seconds when you got 4 people, that was pretty insane.
Ulti was,
yeah, that was pretty insane.
That was nuts.
Yeah, I thought he was going to get it right there and then.
Yeah, that's very good. One thing I want to highlight is the damage that you did. On the first game, you did 24,000 damage. We compared that to Ezreal, which is 25,000. So
yeah,
it's not so bad. But then we just go and look at seconds. We look at Tristana, and she is at 50k, 50,000 damage. So on herself in one game, she did 2 times as much damage as you did in this incredible game of 10, 1, and 9 Rise. So I don't know where I'm going with this.
yeah, I got lost for a little bit.
It's just you did a lot of damage in that game. It just overall a good performance, I think, from you. Also, you died only once compared to your team 2, 3, 4 times. That's very good on you. I haven't seen you use your ultimate very defensively, but also I believe
the reason for that actually is because I felt like I was just on a roll, and I felt like I didn't need to at all. Like I only had 1 death, right? Because they weren't punishing me at all. So if I did, would you be able to use my ult? It would be only for like if I had like Zanya's and then when I ult, because that's like for sure no one can get me out of my ulti. But no one was able to do that to me. Yeah.
All right. And,
I only used it for like flanks and then getting to places faster.
So, final questions here for either one of you, but I got my own final question. If that is the last one, then I'm okay with that.
I had one regarding the mages. Is that something that you always go on Rise, or were you just confident on your killing spree, or just the fact that you would never die for that to be such an effective item?
What item?
The
Mages.
Oh, the Magi's? Oh, well, honestly, so the first week when I played as the Cassiopeia, I was sort of nervous, and I went also the when I was Galio, I went also the ring, but I didn't get Magi's at all because I wasn't feeling really confident. So I felt like this game, I had to show who I am, like actually show I can actually play in this league for sure. So I went Dark Seal first, thinking I would get a kill early, which I did, and then I just knew right there and then I'm just gonna get this Magi's and freaking pop off in this game.
Certainly worked out for that.
Yeah.
But in particular, the question that I have is, I think you might be the only MVP in Darkstar Gaming that I know of so far. Probably might happen again somewhere later in the season, but to play only one game and win the first ever POTS. So what do you feel about that? You know, being the first guy to ever just play one game and take the trophy of the first POTS. What do you think?
I think that just helps that proves that I'm one of the best mid laners in this league. Not maybe even the best in this mid laner in this league. Even though I'm a substitute, I feel like I can whoop on every single mid laner in this league. No doubt about it.
Oh,
Like, I'm being serious. No doubt about it. Even though I used to be a starter for this team, but then I dropped down to substitute for many reasons. But I feel like I still got it. No other mid laner in this league can top me. I'm telling you that right now.
No
Some
doubt.
big words.
I'm telling you that right now. Every time I'm on this rift, I'm getting bans on me from now on. Telling you this right now.
And for the rest of the season, I assume.
For the rest of the season, you'll see me at the finals MVP.
Wow.
Remember
Wow.
that.
Okay, I will remember that. Do not...
All right.
I want you to know that I am most likely going to be getting every single one of these games, like all of them. I'm going to be from the very beginning to the end, and I will remind you if necessary, unless you already know going to remember. I don't know how good your memory is, but
Trust me, my memory is insanely good.
I will remind you, I promise, and it will be very spectacular indeed. But okay, I think that should just about cover all the questions for you right now. Roger, thank you for this interview in particular here, man.
You're welcome.
That was a very great treat, and I hope you've secured the starting position after this match, whether it be you know, showing...
Oh, I don't need no starting position. I can be a sub, and I'll put my place. Don't even worry about it.
The legendary six-man, ladies and gentlemen. Roger, thank you very much for being a part of this interview.
Mucho gracioso. Thank you.
No problem. All right, boys, I think it's time that we do the outro. I think it's about time we go ahead and bring this to a close. My name is Army Overlord. I was your cameraman.
My name is Blaze, and I was your play-by-play.
And my name is Ruthenium, and I was your color caster for this series.
Thank you all so much for watching. We really appreciate you guys dropping every single follow. We're getting so close to that 100 mark. It's just taunting me now. It's just taunting me. Well, we also want to say thanks for everything so far and all of your guys' help and all of your guys' support. We are now Twitch affiliates, which means you guys can support us and become a direct help to Darkstar Gaming's long career that we're going to definitely have. But not only can you guys support us through following and donations now, but you will be able to support us in ways that we will learn in the very near future. But one final thing I want to say as well. What a incredible week 2. Can't wait to check out those highlights on YouTube, and can't wait to see if I need to go back and check on some of my many slip-ups and errors during the courses of the games. And anyway, folks, I hope you guys had fun. I hope you guys watched it, and I hope you all come around for next week. On Monday, we'll be having another week 3 action. Let's see how many more pots can we have this time around. Good night, everybody, and goodbye. See you guys on Monday for the next type of action's gonna be coming up, and we are excited to get right back to it when we can. Good night, everybody, and goodbye.